Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood gameplay video. In this video, we are at the Silver Age Armory here in Jyväskylä in central Finland, and we are seeing Iyslander versus Pleiades. Pleiades is a revered guardian hero that says as an instant you can tap, remove a suspense counter from an aura you control. You may put a suspense counter on an aura of suspense you control. Whenever the crowd cheers to you, create a confidence token. Confidence token looks like this. It makes an attack hard to defend. Cannot be defended by more than 2 non-block cards. And auras of suspense, we'll get back to that as we start seeing them. Iyslander is an elemental wizard with Essence of Ice that says if it's not your turn, you may play blue non-attack action cards from your arsenal as though they were instants. And whenever you play an ice card during an opponent's turn, create a frostbite under their control. Iyslander will be doing some arcane damage stuff, playing some cards on the opponent's turn, and sometimes making frostbite tokens, which makes things more expensive. First turn here, Pleiades simply just sending a hammer. That's exactly what you want to be doing on the first turn as Pleiades, since there are many auras that could potentially be played out. Although many of them are instants, so there's still a chance for that to happen. But in the hand there we don't see any instant auras. Iyslander defends with Findall's Fighting Spirit, which does give you a life if you have less life than an opposing hero when it defends. And Iyslander does start with 18 life, so that does apply here. So Iyslander goes ahead and gains a life from this exchange, actually benefiting from it in a way, you could say. And on to Iyslander's turn, with a card there in Pleiades' arsenal. Typically Iyslander wants to play some kind of aggressive card on their turn, and then put something in the arsenal that is going to be played on the opponent's turn. For example, a blue spell that deals arcane damage, or blue action that deals arcane damage. Looking at this hand, it seems like there might be some an overweight of red cards. As Iyslander, if you only have one blue card, it's can be difficult to make the hand function, because you do want to put that blue card in your arsenal so that you can play it instant speed. We see Mage Master Boots being activated to go again to a non-attack action card. And then we see a red Emeritus Scolding being played here for arcane damage. Pleiades has 3 instances of Arcane Barrier 1, which would allow pitching a blue card to prevent 3 of these 4 damage. Thinking about some damage prevention with the damage prevention card here, we do see an aura of suspense there. So, edge of their seats, it reads suspense. This enters the arena with 2 suspense counters. At the start of your turn, remove a counter. When it has none, destroy it. And it says when this leaves the arena, the next attack this turn gets +1. Slap Happy is played here. Prevents 2 damage and makes a Vigor token. No Arcane Barrier here, so 2 damage coming right through. Pleiades wants that Vigor token. Look tough. This is a typical kind of card that you would see for Iyslander. There's big attacks that you can play by pitching a blue card. And as we saw earlier, the Findel's Fighting Spirit as well has a similar kind of vibe. Now Pleiades. It looks like Pleiades could do something aggressive here. Playing an Aura of Suspense potentially. Decides to block 6 with 2 cards there and take 1 damage. Hammer coming in for 4. Defended for 4. Pleiades also playing these defensive block cards to get some defensive value. Back to play this turn, we see 3 cards here. There's at least 1 blue. Winter's Bite in red? No, blue. Activate Crucible and 6 Arcane. Ice Bolt. With a buff from the weapon, Crucible effect, I believe. Oasis Respite played here. Respite. Pleiades does gain a life due to having less life than the opponent there. That will prevent 4. And will there be some more pitching? I see there's an Aura of Suspense in there. 2 of them. There's some blue cards. The 2 damage comes through over the top there. Pleiades wanting to use the resources for other things. Act of Glory played there with the 1 floating. Setting up some aggressive power here. But for now, it's just going to be the hammer coming for 4 damage. Iyslander still not having set up an arsenal. These hands are not entirely lining up exactly how Iyslander would want them, I suppose. This is defended. Card and equipment. So it's fully blocked. So a 3-card hand from Iyslander. This could be the moment we get an arsenal going here. I think there's a photon splicing in blue. And some other cards. Iyslander decides to simply end the turn there. Act of Glory is destroyed. Gives a buff for 6. Plays Short Shrift. It's a bit unclear here. Is Iyslander with 3 cards in? 3 cards in hand? So activates the weapon here and plays a Voltic Bolt. 2 cost for 3 arcane. And pumped up to 4 from the weapon. He's playing another instant that prevents damage. Battered Not Broken. And pitches a red card to take away 1 damage there. And some cards. Yep, the rest of the cards are used for defending. Also an equipment. So damage comes through, but there are no more cards to discard. Did seem like Iyslander was 1 card short in the hand there.
It was supposed to be my turn.
But now I won't be.
Iyslander is out of cards here, so just passes the turn back. That crush effect made it difficult to keep card to arsenal on that turn. Light token is available this turn. Sometimes Guardians are not able to fully capitalize on, having full tempo and having 4 cards in an arsenal. Although Pleiades Wars of Suspense are instants, so they do allow you to play multiple cards in a turn, unlike traditional Guardian attack action cards, which do not go again or anything like that. So playing multiple cards in 1 turn can be tricky sometimes. See a Macho Grande there. And a few reds. Or is that... So 2 blues in that hand at least. Yeah. Looks like we have a plan here. Hammer. Hammer for 5 in the might. Looks like we will probably be seeing an Aura of Suspense being played here after this attack. That's the neat thing about instants. You can play them even when you don't have any action points. So 2 cards dedicated for blocking. Let's see what happens next. Kind of an engine card, a blue suspense aura that gives you a discount for the first card you play each turn. That has a cost. And a red active glory there, which did cost 3 resources thanks to the what happens next. And Pleiades is also activated here, and the last card deposited in arsenal. So all cards utilized. Though at first glance it would have looked like that would not have been the case. Winter Spite comes out in red here. Target hero discards a card unless they pay 3 resources. There's 3 red cards in that hand, so does Pleiades want to give up their blue card for this?
I love this deck. There's so many weird things I can do with this deck.
Figure out how to deploy these instants.
So you're probably going to attack me then.
There's only 1 card left in Iyslander's hand and no resources. It is chooses to discard a card. An instant that prevents damage that would... help so much.
Is it something that I can react to? Like when they...
No, because it's at the start of the turn, there's a priority.
Players are clarifying that at the start of the turn there's no priority available, so Iyslander can't interact with these auras as they are about to be destroyed and such in the start of turn phase. Pleiades' turn, start of turn, the Act of Glory goes away. +6 to the first attack. With the card in Icelander's arsenal, there's always the chance of some arcane damage coming in on Pleiades' turn here, which could mean that holding on to a blue card to pitch into Arcane Barrier is a useful thing to be doing. We see here a Clear Water Elixir, giving the next attack +3. In response to that, there is Arctic Incarceration. Create a frostbite on target hero's control, which does create 1 due to Icelander's ability as well. So 2 frostbites here. So the next thing will be costly for Pleiades. 1 cost attack, pitching a blue here. It is Sound the Alarm. This has been buffed by 9. So it will be coming in for 14 and taking a peek at Icelander's hand. Providing some useful information for what could be coming in the future. Little game of memory here. So 14. 3 cards. Sent to defense here. 5 damage goes through. Iyslander probably just setting up their arsenal. The same for Pleiades.
Just a second, I might do something on your turn.
Will we see anything during the end phase for this instance? Both of these heroes play cards on their opponent, can play cards on the opponent's turn. And it looks like that will be happening here. There's a concuss in the arsenal that can benefit greatly from this suspense aura. Pleiades is activated to give a suspense counter to what happens next. Each of their seats getting a buff for 5. We'll see concuss from the arsenal most likely. Concuss, disruptive, as long as it has power greater than its base. On hit, discard a card here, and it is coming in for 11. Tricky number to defend against. Possibly we'll see something played from Arsenal, from Icelander's side here. Weapon activation and Ice Bolt for 4 arcane in total.
This is on the stack, so it is a source.
And in response, while the Frostbite ability is on the stack, Oasis Respite is played here to prevent the 4 damage.
Yes. Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
That floating resource coming in handy thanks to What Happens Next giving a discount to Concuss. Iyslander could,
Okay, well then I'm doing everything.
could block with 1 card and discard 1 card and put 1 card in arsenal, but blocking is chosen as the preferred option here, preserving some life total.
My turn, I'm just
Tempo is back to Pleiades, who may or may not play something on Icelander's turn. Looking at a superstar here. A suspense aura that makes the crowd cheer Pleiades, which will create a confidence token. It is played out on Icelander's turn, creating a confidence. Confidence is active. There is a sound the alarm. Played for free thanks to What Happens Next. 5, and let's take a look at those cards.
But it's looking for attack reactions. I'm not expecting any attack reactions. Nice to know. Final Fighting Spirit.
Here's an attack action and 3 wizard non-attack actions. There is a Ether Ice Vein in there. It could have been a different color than blue. It's a yellow. 5 damage is not quite lethal, but Pleiades decides to defend with 2 cards and gain a life from Final Fighting Spirit. Pleiades is activated to create a confidence, appearing for some evasiveness on the next turn, presumably. The card is deposited in Arsenal. We saw that was Thump. That can get dominate if there's Oh great, you can space. So here with the Ether Ice Vein. Apologies, it is the red. Red Ether Ice Vein here for 5 arcane damage. No fusion. Just honest damage, so to speak. It is looking to play some amount into Arcane Barrier. Probably eager to line up a Suspense Aura with Thump. In response, we see Act of Glory. Costing 3, thanks to What Happens Next. And at this point, surplus card pitched for Arcane Barrier. 4 damage coming through. That Concuss is deemed not worth keeping around. before Pleiades goes to their turn, Pleiades activation kicks the auras down, or the Act of Glory down, feeding the what happens next. At the start, these destroyed themselves. Thump. Comes from Arsenal, costing 3 thanks to what happens next. And with Act of Glory blue, this is an 8 attack with Dominate and Confidence. Or was it a red Act of Glory?
Defense reactions, like
I can't tell.
they also count
In this situation, since it has dominate, you can probably just lock with one card from hand.
Right.
You have a reload card.
Where there is a block card that could block for 4 from hand. No equipment available. Looks like it's just going to have to be that. Although there is a defense reaction in Iyslander's hand there, which can defend for 5. Unfortunately, it is not located in the arsenal, which would have provided some counterplay to the Dominate of Thump. Frosthaven Sheath. Looks like we'll see the Frosthaven Sheath played from hand here to defend as much as can be defended in this situation. No, of course. It was a blue Act of Glory, but Thump's base power is 6. Makes it 10. My apologies. Witcher's Bite demands a card here. We see a pummel and some auras and instants. Pummel is discarded. No target for pummel in that hand, except for the hammer, which might not be available due to insufficient resources in this situation. Although with what happens next, it looks like that would have been possible. Getting a red card, playing the pummel for 1 resource. Spoiler alert, I'm the Pleiades player and I did not think of that line until it was too late. There could have been a hammer or with a pummel, but alas. Iyslander, really interested in just defending with as little as possible and keeping as many cards as possible here, trying to claw back into the game. There is one defense value available on the headpiece, specifically against weapons. So it could be we could see the defending 2 here. Oh, if only there was a pummel in that hand. Alright. Iyslander activates weapon and sends Some amount of arcane damage. Ether quickening. Probably the red version. So that would be 5 arcane damage. There's 2 damage prevention in the arsenal there. And on an instant. That is Blade. 2 reds are pitched for Arcane Barrier. Only 1 damage comes through here. Might token is created. Iyslander has a card in arsenal now. What happens next? Will make its departure. Hammer for 5, thanks to the might. With the equipment available for blocking, this can be defended with just 1 card from hand. You see that being done. So 1 damage comes through. Iyslander has card in arsenal and 3 in hand. Quite happy in this situation. Although we may not see anything played on the opponent's turn. Attack for 7. He's looking at us, blocking with the 1 block available on, or sorry, 3 block available on equipment. And time is called. Pleiades needs to find a line to get through here. The Helm of the Adored is useful in this situation, since when it defends, the crowd cheers you, creating a confidence token, which does make it difficult to defend an attack action card should Pleiades be able to send an attack action card on the next turn. But it needs to be coming in for a meaningful amount of damage in order to get through. You see a Macho Grande. There is a tension in the air in the arsenal. There's a thump in hand, which might be a blue thump. Another copy of what happens next. A card that can make some complex resource decisions available. If you play it out, you can get a discount, but it's also a blue that can be pitched. 7 damage. It's not lethal, but remembering, of course, how Iyslander works, the Arsenal card here can threaten damage on Pleiades' turn. So taking a lot of damage here can be dangerous and expose you to a final death blow at instant speed from the Arsenal. Ladies taking the time here to see what is available and what is the way that you can win, because you only have 1 chance, only 1 turn. We see an Emeritus Scolding there in the Arsenal for Iyslander. If it is the blue variant, that is or arcane damage on the card itself, and an additional one from the weapon. 5 arcane damage there available. It remains to see how much life will Pleiades have after this. Currently defending for 3, which would bring Pleiades down to 6 life. Meaning the Emeritus Scolding at present is not quite enough. Although I'm realizing that this is not the blue one in Arsenal. Because one was defended with and one was just pitched. So could it be that Iyslander does not have an instant card from Arsenal available in this situation? Tension in the air, played out on Icelander's turn here. Pleiades activated. Then it goes to the end of Icelander's turn, and at the start of Pleiades' turn, the auras destroy themselves. So we have a +4 and confidence. The blue is pitched to a blue thump, so that's 8 dominate with confidence. Asking Iyslander to conjure up 8 block, which appears not to be happening here. The Emeritus Scolding and Arsenal not helping out on the defending side of things. So that is the game. Punished for putting a red card in the Arsenal there, it seemed. Arsenal decisions are very central to how Iyslander is able to threaten those late game damage things. Well, thank you for watching.